Hey, favored ones, welcome back to another collective reading. Today I will be using Rhapsodomancy, which is a poem divination if you haven't been here before, as well as pulling some oracle cards and reading through them. Today's subject is I felt called to come on after watching volume 3 of Guardians of the Galaxies last night, and I really wanted to go over the subject of why you are no longer running away, why you are no longer ignoring your calling, whether that calling is to invest more time in play, moving away from a toxic environment, or just standing up for what you know is right and what you need others to do, and delegating, being more assertive. So I've intuitively picked out the orange calcite, and it's for cleansing your physical body as well as your environments, and quickens your spiritual development. So I really feel like the collective is going through an acceleration of spiritual development. Now, if you're not into doing your spiritual journey, uh, this is more talking about your physical health and community, healing your community. I feel a lot of you may have been treated poorly, whether it was bullying through school or family, and much like Naruto here, you're learning that people are learning your worth as well as you're learning. Well, he always knew his worth. He always knew that his dreams were going to come true. So a lot of you may be dealing with people who don't believe in your dreams. And some of you, those people who didn't believe you, are starting to see your dreams. Like if you say you know how to manifest things, and people are now noticing your abundance come in. I'm also hearing the song Cruella, because the poem I picked out was Pawn Becomes a Queen. So it could be the Cruella movie that could be a confirmation for you that this is your reading. But I'm thinking more so Cruella the artist and her song Alive. So you're feeling more alive, but I'm also feeling hearing the song Team. You're not giving up, you're giving in. So you're not giving up on your dreams, you're just giving into the flow of the universe and believing that it's got your back, that you know how to strategically move and set things up so that it will come back in your favor like a domino effect. You're like, I'm gonna throw that boomerang, and you know for sure if you're putting that energy out into the universe is gonna be boomeranging that right back. Some of you may enjoy the Last Airbender or Korra series. But yeah, as well as with Cruella, you don't need a crown to know you're king, whether you're king female, male, non-binary. You're just starting to know that your royalty, like your worth, is worth more than anything. You're starting to realize that you're the diamond in the rough. You are the family jewel. Some of you may have felt like you were the family dud, but really you're the one who's going to shine the brightest. You could be the one for the first time ever who brings abundance to your family. By telling your story, by sharing your music, by just knowing that you are abundant, letting go of that lack mindset, letting go of saying that you're never going to accomplish something. You're like, well, how do I know if I never try? And I think that a lot of you tried and are succeeding and realizing that it is possible for you. A lot of you are not backing down from a challenge from your work environment, whether some of you work with your family members, and they could be over crossing some boundaries in between. That's not for everyone. Some just might be crossing the line with telling you how to run your business, whether that's household business or an actual business that you run yourself, and they're trying to like backseat drive and tell you how to use it, even though they've never tried to branch out on their own to find their own success. Don't let them try to snuff out your flames of passion. Not every uh, family member or friend is for your highest good. And a jealous family member, I saw on a meme not too long ago, and I agree, is a jealous family member is more dangerous than any hater, because they know you the longest and have an inside, and it's not nice. But either way, let's get down to the poem. Written by me. It's called Pawn Becomes a Queen. So perceived by kindness, mistaken for weakness, slung revel, intended beguile. Invaluable lessons, inevitable blessings. Embodiment based on daring, psyche wired in favor of caring. Grandmaster strategic level, Patzer tactic left revel, overconfident blunder, stronghold plunder, multifurious underestimate, instantaneous checkmate. So you're really making people feel like you got them on checkmate. Some people might be sending you evil eye, or just, trying to undermine you by sending you in a wild goose chase, and you're like already 10 steps ahead of them. You're like, no, I'm not gonna doubt myself by you saying that, oh, I wouldn't wear that outfit if I were you. And it's like, but you're not me. Or like, some like, oh, I didn't expect you to know so much. It's like, you could just compliment someone and say, hey, I think that was really smart and I resonated with that. You don't have to undermine and backhanded compliments. Some of you may be dealing with a lot of backhanded compliments. Some of you are working on, like I said earlier, with your personal health if it's not your spiritual development. But I feel like your soul brightens as you work on the rest of yourself. Like if any of you watch Soul Eater, a sound soul resounds within a sound mind and a sound body. So you're working on making your mind feel safe and sound, and your body in turn is starting to feel safe and sound, working through self-soothing in natural and healthy ways, such as working out, singing, putting your hands underneath some warm water and stuff like that, instead of going towards vices such as food or scrolling. Like doing 10 jumping jacks instead of feeling like you need to eat a snack, or like that's not a good example. I don't think you need to do something to reward yourself with eating, but just waiting an extra second to see if there isn't something that you needed to work through first, and make sure you're not eating your feelings. But of course, I want you to eat and be healthy and not feel like you need to have a reward for it. More so like if you were about to go online, do 10 jumping jacks. I totally did that in the wrong order, but yeah, like if you're either way taking instant gratification out of it, I feel like there's a lot of the collective working on not giving in to their instant gratifications and frustrations from impatience, and making sure that they let their needs be known in a calm and strategic way. Um, I definitely feel like you are turning yourself into anything you want to be right now. You're learning that you can, like with the pawn becoming a queen. Um, when you go across the board, you've made it past the whole board. You've made it the long stretch. Sometimes you had to wait and stop and rest because there was obstacles in the way, aka other pieces that you couldn't take out because they were straight in front of you. But you knew once you had an opportunity to side pass it and make side pass and make your way around and, you know, zigzag your way through, and you got to the other end. Despite all the obstacles and despite only being able to move forward at one step at a time, and it could be frustrating. Imagine being a pawn. Well, except for the first move, like, which might be why some of you feel frustrated when you first started out this endeavor with business or working with a family member. It might have been going really quickly at first and you were really excited, but now it's at that stage where you need to, you know, consistent work, one step at a time, and it's become more of, you know, a routine instead of a new niche that's super extra exciting, because when things are new, they're extra exciting. But then you get comfortable with them. But the universe doesn't want you to get too comfortable to the fact that you don't get excited about your business still. It's still exciting, even though it takes a bit of work. So, invaluable lessons of patience, and you will get your inevitable blessings, especially those who are working on rewiring their psyche in their favor of caring and being more kind and letting yourself know, yes, I do deserve this. Yes, I have put in the work. There is no reason why I'm putting in this much work, and there shouldn't be results. Because before, when I was doing this other thing and not watering my growth, then I didn't get any results. So by proxy, if the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, then if you are doing the work, then expect the results. If you're not doing the work, then you need to take a moment and rest and evaluate and then take action. Because I learned in therapy that you can have all the tools, but if you don't want to take the action, then unfortunately you won't get results. I'm not saying you won't entirely, but definitely not soon, and you will get impatient. At least I will. Some of you may be like that, some of you might be very patient, and I commend you because I strive for it. And I've learned a lot, and it's really, with that instant gratification, it really helps when big things, when you need to be patient with, because when you practice with small things, then that muscle memory gets worked up, like rewiring the psyche, and as well as like strategic level of a grandmaster. When you're doing, you don't always have to play a speed run game and see how fast can be your fastest game and how quick can you get to the next move. That is fun, but that's only if you're necessarily wanting to compete at that level. You're also able and allowed to have a leisure game of chess. Do it over years. You're only playing yourself at this point if you want to race the clock that you set yourself. Just throw the clock out the window. Take extra time. Breathe. Taste the food. Smell the roses. Actually, it would be nice to some others. But I feel like you are doing that for your spiritual development. You've been on a rapid pace, and now that you are coasting, it might feel like you are behind. But really, honestly, you're just coasting. If a bird could flap its wings and soar like the eagle 4 miles and kilometers and acres and as long distances, oceans of distances, if it could coast, why would it want to just keep flapping the whole time just to prove that it's got big wings and it's strong? You don't gotta prove you're strong. You're allowed to coast, my collective favored ones. You're allowed to coast. Some of you may be going to the coast or have gone to the coast recently. If not, then it's just indicating you're getting a bit of vacation time near the ocean, or just taking some time to really take in the scenery around your area. Invite Mother Nature back into your life, especially since for some of us in certain areas are about to not get her for a couple of months here as winter comes through with Jack Frost and his playfulness. So I'm gonna pull 2 oracle cards unless an extra sneaky one wants to come out. I'm gonna pull off 2 cards here, and why the overall is why you're not backing down, but I still just wanted to let any messages go out now that I've done most of why people are not backing down in the collective. A lot of you are not backing down from your calling of your soul's purpose. Some helping others. For you, it's time to become a mentor, and for you, for others, it's knowing that being a mentor doesn't mean that you've stopped learning. Some of you may be worried that, with that old saying of those who don't do teach, but honestly, those who are doing are teaching others. If you think that Olympic sports participants aren't out there teaching others that, that our limits are being pushed every year, that our bodies are capable of doing amazing things and getting to travel all over the world. Like, they are teaching us that we are amazing as human beings, and we're also teaching them that there is support for people out there in the world for doing what you love. And I hope most of them love doing it, but it is pushing yourself to the limits. And I feel like a lot of you have pushed yourself to the limits for things that aren't truly setting your heart aflame. You were in the past. Most of you are moving into a time where you are doing what you love and letting that passion ignite and come into flight. For long distances, your passion is meant to burn brightly for eons, not just one match burn up and out. Let's see. Can I get messages for the collective, please? Spirit guides, guardians, ancestors of the highest. Any messages? That's amazing. Some of you are gonna feel like your shoe fell out of the sky. Like if the shoe fits, wear it. I feel like that's what your purpose. If the shoe doesn't feel like it fits, like don't be chopping off parts of it to try and fit it in like the Grim grim story, the Grimm brothers story. It wasn't all happy and rainbows. In order to fit in those shoes, they had to like cut off their toes and their ankles, and it's like, don't make yourself fit into places where you have to cut yourself down into bite-sized pieces for others. And if they want to make a stink about it, then, move yourself elsewhere. A lot of you may work with the fairies too, with this symbol here kind of looks like Navi, but it also, yeah, kind of looks like Navi. A lot of you are working connected with the spiritual realm, whether that's with Fae or other mystical creatures, as this kind of looks like the mermaid. You could be connected with Atlantis, as most of us are. Kind of looks like uh, kind of looks like an axolotl, even though I know it's not. But I feel like you're able to split off in different parts of talents, like many different talents, and it heals a different part of you. Whether that's with astral traveling, memories of your dreams. Uh, people might not be happy about your ascension and want you to keep being stinkers and gossipers, and they just want to worry about looks and whether you got the best of the best, but not whether or not you got the best of the best in here. People who are more worried about money than food, food for the soul. They're more worried about feeding their ego than feeding their souls. But yeah, with an axolotl, they're able to regenerate any part of their body. So the universe wants you to know you are able to heal anything. You are capable of healing through this, in case you needed a reminder. Yeah, I'm just going to read this one out first, and then I'm going to pull the second one. I'm seeing if I have any more messages from my intuitive guidance. Yeah, a lot of green and blue, so healing your heart and your throat chakra by speaking up and coming forward. Some of you may have to speak up towards on a global scale even, and may have a platform where you're able to talk to many people and have eyes in a lot of places and people reporting back to you, so that you can give the stink and the like pollution of the world. Some of you could be activists and not dealing with people who want to hurt Mother Nature, and Mother Nature wants to remind you that she is constantly always growing and healing, and when you break one limb off, it will always grow healthier back. And thank you for speaking out for her, for those who are activists, and talking about how like poison foods and unhealthy and toxic corporations. I feel like a lot of you talk out about that, and whether or not people have believed you. People may have made a stink about it, and you're still kind of remembering how they had treated you during those times when you'd spoke out the truth, and now it's coming out as being true, and they're trying to pretend like they aren't that, and they're that you like we're all good. Some of them could be trying to win you over with materialistic gifts, with strings attached. Be careful where, who, and what way you are accepting gifts right now. Remember, you do not have to accept gifts from anyone that you do not want to. You can just simply say, no, thank you. I appreciate the thought. please keep it for yourself or donate it. But you don't have to keep it. 21. A shoe fell from the sky. Yeah, also you guys are gonna totally feel like your dreams fell out of the sky, like you stepped in dog doo-doo, but then all of a sudden you like walk through the store and you're like the 100th person through the door, and now you won a free pair of shoes or something like that. Someone may be winning a contest. That could be confirmation. Essentially, the essential meaning: waiting for the other shoe to drop, especially of failures, as means of self-sabotage, fear of success, and not trusting good fortune. Sometimes when good things are presented to us, we keep our guard up because we're still expecting the worst to happen. We're exaggerating our fears, or we are getting triggered and begin to speak about what is missing, what does not work, what could go wrong, and why we shouldn't attempt something. We may genuinely want something but push it away, rationalizing that we won't get it perfect. This mindset is actually a way to exert control over an outcome. You can neither fail nor succeed when you keep yourself suspended, staring at the proverbial shoes falling from the sky. It is easier to remain in stasis than it is to risk and move towards your dream and take action and build something better. This card gently tells you it is time to shift your thinking. Nothing ever will be perfect, and there will always be a shoe that drops here and there. That's life. If you don't step forward towards your dream, you will regret it. So, summon your courage, and the dream weavers will weave you magic protection around you and shower you with love. My guides too. With all the shoes falling from the sky in some other universe, but not yours. Because you are divinely protected. And you have taken all the actions. It is time for you to put the sword down. You have thought of every possible outcome and every possible exit. If you're taking a calculated risk, that means it's calculated, not foolish. Get one more card, please, for the collect. I'm going to take this one. Is this the one, or are you just stabbing me in the hand because I'm supposed to stop? Stabbing me in the hand because I'm supposed to stop. It was a griffin. And time to dance around the sun. So it is your time to dance. Get more time in the sun. Get more dancing in, even if it's silly and for no one else but yourself and the universe. And the split. Yeah, it worked. And cards always make me nervous. I'm like, no, you're so pretty. Okay, there we go. This feels more energy. Yeah, if the energy doesn't feel right, you're allowed to change your mind. That's what I'm getting, is that if you've changed your mind, like you wanted to work somewhere and you had committed and now you changed your mind, you're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to pull out your energy anytime that you feel like it's just off. Maybe it's off forever or it's just off for the day, but you're allowed to fall back and regroup. Get one more card for the collective, please. Sweet. It is 44. So you could be seeing 4/4s a lot. And it's weavers know that all is God. So you could be seeing different types of funny clouds in the sky, because it's reminding me of my group, Eyes in the Sky, where you can see lots of eyes or spaceships. There's a lot of that going on, or as well as you're seeing a lot of whales right now, or ink plots. I forget what his name is off of Watchmen, but he's got the. I know I'll hate myself for not remembering. No, I won't hate myself. I know that I'll be kicking myself later in the nerdum so that I didn't remember and I'll have to look it up. But either way, it reminds me of that, is that you are being watched. You're being like, people are really watching you glow up and step into your dreams right now. And your guides are super happy and got their eyes on you, and protection, and people inside of your support group are sticking up for you and talking and gassing you up, because there could be people who are bullying you or not treating right. So there's a lot of people in your corner coming to your defense in the spiritual realm, amongst your community of friends. There could be people who are trying to make you feel like you don't belong, and there's people who are backing up, letting you know, like, that's not your responsibility. Other people's feelings aren't your responsibility. And you're taking more time to breathe and coming up for air as the whale does. Remember that you can go very deep into yourself, but remember to come back up for air every now and then, and get into the groove. I feel like you're coming out from the dark night of a soul. Some of you, you can go through multiple of them. I feel like for most of you, this wasn't your first one, and you realize that there is the rainbow on the other side, but it doesn't make you any less tired, because it looks very tired. Some of you could have, I think they're called calico eye. Like, no, that's the cat. The one where they have eyes on both sides. It reminds two different colors. I forget what it's called, but it also reminds me of X-Men and Mystique. Some of you are very mysterious and can shapeshifters, and some of you may have a lot of different aesthetics and a lot of different streams of talents and skills. Some of you could be skilled in music, dancing, photography, doing web design, doing interior design, and like construction. And I feel like you just come out to the other side and you're learning all of the different things that really makes your soul shine, all of the rainbows. You're realizing, you're like, I like singing, I like working out, I like gardening, I like helping my friends and community, and it's like, I like time to read and study and learn new things. Like, you're making sure that you encompass all of your shadow self. You could have been, what your shadow self could have been is collective, is not setting boundaries, and maybe hiding yourself away and not wanting to come out and show all of the colors that you have. And instead of being a wallflower, you're now letting everyone know what you're like. And your shadow self was not thinking that you were kind. You thought that you might not be someone worthy of love, or you thought that maybe with the way you were raised that you might not have a good example on how to have a healthy relationship, and you have parented yourself and broke those generational cycles. And everyone around you is seeing that and admiring and inspired to do the same, and it's healing everyone on a galactic level. And some of you may work with the Galactic Council or your starseed families. If that resonates with you, if you don't know what those are, there is a galactic history link down below if you're interested in listening to that as well. And the other one was 21. So some of you might like vines, or you're going viral because it reminds me of the old Vine. What's 9 plus 10? And it's like 21. So like some of you could be really big on social media or TikTok, or thinking about doing like Twitch or something like of that nature, and this is an indication that yes, you should start a second channel or open up a different platform for yourself to explore, or be posting on there more if you already have it. Of course, that isn't for the ones who instantly went, I knew I should have been working more, who really should be relaxing. For those who are supposed to be relaxing and coasting right now, don't forget about the coasting. We're talking about the ones who may need to hear that their consistency and persistency is needed. For those who know that they are consistent and persistent, coast. Be flat. Be flat. Okay? That's not my middle finger, just so everyone's aware. Yeah, you might be giving people the middle finger. People might think you have beef with them, even though you don't, because you're too busy minding your own business. And they're just wanting to point the finger at someone else instead of looking at their own and evaluating their own self. Okay, 44. Weaver knows all is God. Central meaning. The conscious universe is a supply. The conscious universe is the source of supply. Spirit is the fundamental to life. The mystical is the primary reality. The Weaver knows all is God, do you? This is a profound magical time in your life. It is important that you recognize your relationship with your higher power as an essential and primary. Consider all the gifts of your existence. Yes, all the... Oh, that one was my note, but I'm just trying to hold everything here. I only got so many fingers. Okay, but yeah, like I said, the different parts of your existence is coming out. Some of you could have been hiding your truly beautiful self. Some of you might not think that you are beautiful, and you're starting to recognize that and bring those parts of yourself out. Not every trait of your shadow self is a bad one. If you honestly, if you think you're not that much of a good person, and you may be being too hard on yourself, but you also might be taking accountability. So take both into consideration. Back to the book. Okay. Consider all the gifts of your existence when you breathe. Ask yourself, who is breathing you? What force moves through you, animating you, and those you love? The universe is a spark of life within you and nature. In you is true magic, connecting you to the web of all creation. Each strand woven in your behalf is pure consciousness. Right now, you're being asked to remember this and feel what that means to you. Every single thing in your life is sacred and infused with the power of Spirit, God, and the conscious universe. Even your difficulties are infused with the sacred and are always beckoning you to remember who you truly are, an immortal spiritual being having a mortal human experience. Can you see right now that whatever you are asking about has divinity sparkled through it? Treat the subject of your query with reverence and step into the sacred dance. You cannot go wrong. You are meant to have this experience right now. So yes, remember to breathe. I like this reading. It was very nice. I'm very happy that as a collective, we're starting to recognize how multidimensional and multifaceted we are. And the fact that we don't have to be one cookie cutter thing. And the fact that we're waking up to that means more endless possibilities and definitely more opportunity for bands. So yeah, some people might be starting a band here soon or just taking up an instrument as well. And some of you might be learning that you were the leader that you needed for yourself all along. That your dreams are meant to come true. That you are turning into a butterfly. Alright. Let's see what that underline. Okay. I just really like these cards. They're so cool. Okay. Any other messages before I say goodbye to my lovely favored ones here? I'm hearing the train going off. Some of you may be taking training or training new people. They want to let you know that you're doing a good job, and the fact that you care so much indicates how good of a teacher you are. So if some of you are worried about being a mentor or training others for the first time, they just want to let you know that you are doing a wonderful job, and it is a lot of an emotional exhaustion to take on not only your roles, but to help the next, people who are coming through, make sure that they develop the skills and know-how to not only make your life easier, but also to give them something that they can treasure for the rest of their life, as long as they know how to take what you've taught them and use that transferable knowledge in a new environment. And the fact that you're a good teacher, and it means it will stick with them even longer. Even there's some teachers that I learned from, and I would not want to sit down with them and have a cup of tea. But I feel like you, as a teacher, people would want to sit down with you and have a cup of tea because they feel safe and like they could have a heart to heart with you. I'm not sure who that message is for, but I thoroughly agree that if your heart gets tugged on when you're worrying about whether or not you're a good teacher or you're a good mentor or a good spiritualist, if you're healing good enough, you are good enough. As a collective, we are good enough. We're good. We done good, okay? We've done a lot of work. We've been leveling up daily and honestly helping teach others level up. So it's gonna domino. It's gonna bloom. It's gonna unfold naturally in divine timing. All right. If you like this reading, if you could give a like, comment below, that would be appreciated, as it helps my channel, as I can help others by giving them my message. So yeah, remember to eat, hydrate, and Have fun. Yes, the funning has commenced. I call it. I'm calling it. We're allowed to have fun now. Recess has been called. Everybody frolic. Bye.